Good morning. Use this video to help you navigate your Google Drive and to get a little bit better idea of how Google Drive works. Okay, so let's start with a basic tour. Okay, we can start up here at the waffle. All right, anytime you see the waffle or the 9 box, if you click on it, it will show you some of the more common Google apps. So your Gmail, your Drive, Sheets, Docs, Classroom, Calendar. They might be in a little bit different order. There's also some more if you drag down. You can also drop and drag just to rearrange. That might come in handy. Okay. So there is your waffle. Okay. You can see that you're signed into your account. While we're mostly working off our own devices, this isn't an issue. But when school gets back to more normal and we're back on shared devices, you do always want to make sure that it's you. So that's a good thing to look at. Okay. If you have any questions, you can click on the question mark, which will bring up the help menu, which pops up a search bar, and you can look up your questions. That can be very helpful. Okay. You can also, like you can in most Google apps, access the side panel. All right, through the side panel, you can open up your calendar. Okay, and it will show you what you have today, tomorrow, the next day. Okay, obviously, I'm doing this during the summer and I don't have a whole lot going on. You can also see your Google Keep, which is sort of like digital notebooks and to-do lists. Okay. I'm a big fan of Google Keep. You can save all sorts of things in it to have for later. You can also make yourself to-do lists. I don't actually use this feature, so it's going to say, ooh, look how cool you are. You got all your stuff done. It's not that I got all my stuff done. It's just that I don't actually use this feature, but it is handy. So something to think about. Okay, and then you can just click the X and close it. Okay. This little green, yellow, blue triangle obviously is the Drive icon. So anywhere you see that, you know that you are in Google Drive. Okay. I'm a big fan of folders. I make folders for everything. I like to pretend that I'm organized. I would encourage you to actually be organized. The one folder I do want to point out, because you'll have this in your Drive as well, is a folder called Classroom. And that is where, by default, everything from your Google Classroom ends up being saved. So all of the documents that your teachers attach, if you open it, and yours will look a little bit different. But if you open it, you'll see one folder for every class that you're in, including if you used Google Classroom last year in 8th grade or the year before in 7th grade. And even if you've left the class, those folders are still sitting there. Don't touch them. Don't reorganize them. Honestly, don't do anything with them. Just be aware that it's there if you ever need to look something up. Okay. Most of the time, if you're in your Google Drive, it's so you can start a new document. Okay. So if you click on the new button, okay, you can get a new folder. You can upload, which might actually prove useful, particularly if you're on your phone, like if you need to upload a picture or something. But you can also start a new Google Doc, a new slides presentation. If you click out more, all sorts of documents, things you can start. We'll use drawings and sites. Maybe we use maps a little bit, but you have the other stuff. You can, by the way, get the same thing if you click the drop-down arrow by where it says Drive, and then you can do all of the same things. Okay. Okay. You can also search your documents. And while we're talking about searching your documents, I'm going to make a very strong argument in favor of always labeling your documents immediately. And this is why. If you don't give your document a name, it'll just be called Untitled. Now, I don't know about you, but all of these documents right here, all of them called Untitled, this is not helpful to me. So all these documents, they have no titles. I have no idea what these documents do. On the other hand, if I search for something specific, now I get all this information about careers in the health sciences. You can see pulls up work from former students. Much more helpful. Okay, so you can use your search bar. The search bar does have some advanced features. So if you're trying to find something, sorry, my internet's a little challenging today. This is what I find the most helpful, searching by type. Sometimes I know what I'm looking for is can't find the document, but I know it's a PDF, or I know it's a form, or I know it's a video. And narrowing down the search that way can be very helpful. Couple of other last little things. I like the tile view, but if you want to see your drive organized, hang on a second. There's a thunderstorm coming. I think that might be what's messing up with my internet. If you prefer list view, right, you just click this little button. I don't like the list view. I like the bigger tiles. Perfectly your choice. Okay. One last thing that I do want to show you might sometimes prove useful. If you highlight a document and then click the little I, the info button, I have faith in you. Okay. It will give you some information about the document. So for example, this particular document, I'm not sharing it with anyone. It tells me the size. That doesn't really help. But it tells me where it is, when the last time I opened it. Okay. And it can give me some information about the activity, which should just say that I added it to my drive yesterday. Okay. But that's one last thing. Now, this certainly isn't every last little detail about Google Drive, but it is a nice little overview. I think sometimes we overlook Drive. We just work out of Google Classroom or start all of our documents and then don't think about it. But some nice organization, knowing how to find things can definitely be helpful. So I hope this was a little bit useful. It will be posted up on the class website for you to reference anytime that you need it.